Well, having left the gacha life behind, it's on to newer and better projects about older and better games so I can finally move away from the horrors of the gacha system. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a game in which you follow the adventures of Rex and Totally Not His girlfriend Pyra as they try and find Elysium and along their way meet all sorts of new friends like the blades they pull from core crystals. Wait, why does this sound familiar? Well, as I mentioned, the gacha system sucks, and it turns out is also unnecessary, as Xenoblade 2 equips you with what you need right from the get-go. That's right, today we're talking about the best weapon in the game, the Junk Sword. And you may think that this weapon is totally weak since it isn't a blade and has junk in the name, but you'd be probably wrong, as this weapon is in fact so powerful and easy to use it's obvious why others who talk about blades never mention it. Skill? Nah, too complicated. Specials? Don't need them. Jin, Malice, and Nia got nothing on this. When asked about the Junk Sword, Azerta had this to say: "The Junk Sword is an amazing weapon that I gave to Rex when he was little and trained him with. Do not underestimate its value." With the Junk Sword, all you need to do is approach your target and Rex will begin attacking. Just make sure to sit still because Rex's dexterity stat is too small to use both his arms and legs simultaneously. The Junk Sword does have some associated arts though, and these arts are so good that, spoiler alert, the Aegis herself uses the same attack pattern and is a reskin of the Junk Sword. This is obviously the case as you get the Junk Sword before the Aegis Sword, it's basic chronology. The Junk Sword can even use arts without an associated blade. The first one you'll have access to is Anchor Shot that rounds out everything the player could ask for by spawning a health potion, making the Junk Sword viable for both offense and sustainability. You might also get access to Sword Bash by progressing, but you don't need to use it as the extra button push is totally unnecessary effort. The Junk Sword is great and all, but after developing the weapon, the devs decided it was unfit for the rest of the game's balance and forcibly removes the weapon from the player's arsenal later in Chapter 1, as though it makes the tutorial easy, it'd be strong for the rest of the adventure. I just wish there wasn't such an arbitrary reason for leaving it behind like the had better things to do like escape certain death reason that we got. As such, the equipment you can use with the Junk Sword is limited to the beginning of the game, but there's still some decent options. First of all, the universe has decreed that you must purchase an Abyss Vest, and as this is the case, you can save some money by using it instead of buying something else. The Junk Sword is quite the powerful weapon on its own, but you can power it up even further with an attack stone that increases its damage by 20% if you're using it as intended. Also, on the money-saving route, the universe mandates that you buy some fishy fish, and it just so happens that the specific shop sells grilled anchor tail, which if properly named makes Anchor Shot stronger, and if improperly named increases ether defense or something. Anyway, that about covers everything you need to know about the Junk Sword, because if you're in the habit of making story progress, it's not knowledge you'll be needing for long. I'll probably get over my gacha PTSD one day and start taking a look at the other characters in Xenoblade, so I'll see you again whenever that happens.
And that about covers it.
That does not about cover it in the slightest.